in, ends the game in overtime, and sends the Ottawa Senators to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in franchise history.
Sens fans, we're going to be using this for a little while. The Ottawa Senators have clinched a spot in the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs. And the Leafs haven't. The Senators defeat the Boston Bruins in a remarkable comeback, in a remarkable game, in a remarkable season, going through adversity with goaltending, with Nicole Anderson, with Clark MacArthur, with Craig Anderson, multiple other things. This team has gone through so much, and to be able to spin this again at the Canadian Tire Centre will be a lot of fun, as your Ottawa Senators are heading back to the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, I guess there was a game that happened for us to go to the playoffs, so let me talk about that. Let's get started into the first period. Senators started out very shaky, visibly nervous. Carlson was not playing tonight. Cody Ceci was. 10 minutes in, a power play goal for the Boston Bruins as Ben Harper, who's played a very good game, turned it over to Chera, who passed it to Stafford. Wraparound, Anderson couldn't hold the post. A weak goal by Anderson as the Boston Bruins strike first. I was nervous as hell. The Bruins take the lead. It's 1-0. And at that moment, I'm like, oh, luckily we got out of the first period 1-0, down 1-0. I'm like, oh, don't let this be like a Maple Leafs collapse. Come on, just clinch it. Just clinch it, right? And then it happened. Second period, 7 minutes in. Burrows, fires and scores. He punches it in. Ottawa takes the lead, unassisted for Burrows. His second goal in 3 games. The city of Ottawa explodes with a nice reaction at the sports bar I was at. Ottawa scores. 1-1 tie. Burrows 15th of the year, 6th as an Ottawa Senator, and the Senators tied up at 2. Going to the third period, I'm like, okay, there's 3 commercial breaks away from a playoff scenario. They're 20 minutes away from clinching a playoff spot, and I'm thinking, because I'm a pessimist when it comes to nervous things, when it comes to hockey, I'm like, okay, when are the Senators going to collapse? One of the Senators going to allow the last second goal. One of the Leafs going to win, or the Lightning going to win, and then we're all saying, no, we're not going to make the playoffs. There's no way we're going to make the playoffs. Nothing works when you're a Sens fan. Senators lock down the Bruins. 10 minutes into the third period, not a single shot for the Bruins as they get the first in the third period. They started pressing, but the Senators really held on. The Bruins killed the last few seconds as the Senators punched their ticket to the playoffs. But there's still overtime to play, so let's get that important extra point for home ice advantage. If they win tonight, the Bruins have 1 game, while the Senators have 2 with the game in hand, obviously. And the point advantage, if we get the extra point, would be huge to solidify a playoff spot. Let's get to overtime. Not a lot going. This is back and forth. A couple of chances here and there. We go to the shootout. In the shootout, Drew Stafford comes first in on Anderson. The city of Ottawa says thank you. He stopped it. Kyle Turris, trying to break the goal slump for the Senators in the shootout, stops, waits, 5-0 scores. Classic Turris goal in the shootout to Ottawa ties it, makes it a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Ryan Spooner tries to get one past Anderson, but #beast mode, Ottawa is up by 1. Ottawa has a chance to win it. It's Derek Brassard, and he's just stopped. Oh, Tuukka Rask absolutely robbed him. He deked out Tuukka Rask. His jockstrap was in the stands, but he gets a piece of the post, piece of his skate blade, and stays out. Senators don't get the lucky break there, but here comes David Pastrnak. Can he score? Will it actually happen? No, the Senators do not allow a goal, and the Ottawa Senators win 2-1, clinching a huge playoff spot. They're the top 5 team in the league. In the past 20 seasons, they've made the playoffs 16 times out of those past 20. That's 4 non-playoff seasons. You can say all you want about this team, mediocrity. You can say all about this team, they're not going to do anything. But the fact, without Craig Anderson for half the season, without Erik Karlsson the past week, and they clinched a playoff spot tonight, without Mark Mathot for past half the month, without Cody Ceci until tonight, who made a surprising start, without Zach Smith, without Mark Stone for a while, without multiple other players, the Senators still clinched a playoff spot. So no matter what you say, the Senators are a top team in the league in my opinion, and I think they will go far in the playoffs. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the Senators defeat the Bruins 2-1. Important 2 points. They're in the driver's seat now for home ice advantage. We'll talk about that in a couple seconds. Let's get to the shots and goal. 15-10 Boston after the first period. Craig Anderson really made some big saves, including a couple highlight reel saves to keep the Senators down by 1. Second period, the Senators 7-7 and 7-3. The Bruins only got 3, and that was like quick shots. There was not even, there was like maybe one lethal shot. Overtime 4-2 Bruins, 26-29 favor of the Bruins, the final shots. Face-offs 32-20 Bruins, 61.5, 38.5. Turris was horrible against Bergeron. But that's okay. We still clinched the playoffs, so. We won the game, we clinched the playoffs. If we lost the game, I could blame that. But we won, so I really don't care. I'm just happy right now. Bruins, 1-for-1 on the power play, weak goal. Power play Ottawa 0-for-2. Had some puck movement on the second one, couldn't get a goal. Hits for 28-22 Ottawa. And shots 29-26 Boston. 3 stars of the game. The third star, SENS Talk, YouTube star of the night. Before I get this started, was no doubt Derek Brassard. He played an excellent game, and I mean an excellent game. Without Derek Brassard, besides, well, Craig Anderson, spectacular as usual. Well, he's in the stars, just letting you know. Without Derek Brassard, the Senators had a big hole. He clogged up the neutral zone. He won the faceoffs. He got back. He backchecked. He's been doing this for the past little while. And I'm telling you, he's going to have a big impact in the playoffs. It's showing why that trade by Pierre Dorion in the offseason was actually a smart one, as Derek Brassard is doing the little things to get the Senators the wins. So SENS Talk YouTube star of the night, and the Sens' hardest working player, it was no doubt Derek Brassard. Third star of the game, though, is Kyle Turris. He had the game-winning shootout goal. Second star of the game, Tuukka Rask, 962 save percentage, 25 saves on 26 shots. And the first star of the game, Craig Anderson has allowed 1 goal in the past 2 games for a 966 save percentage, 28 saves on 29 shots for the 35-year-old man. Hashtag beast mode. The attendance in Boston was over about 18,000. I don't care if you care about that, but whatever. It's about like Ottawa, I guess. Here's the Sens record now, clinching record for the Ottawa Senators. Here's the playoff record as follows: 43-20-10. So they're 4-4-2 in their last 10, and they've won 2 in a row. Their next game Saturday, April 8th, against the New York Rangers in Ottawa, the final home game until the playoffs. I get to say that now. I get to say that because we're in. It's against the Rangers. In that game, the Leafs lost today. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. The Leafs lost. Get a win there, clinch home ice advantage for the first round. That'd be pretty nice. I haven't seen home ice advantage since 2007, I believe. So let's get that home ice advantage and let's kick some butt in the playoffs. Let's get to the standings. First place in the division, Montreal Canadiens. They clinched it, 101 points. Ottawa, 80 games played, 96 points. They've clinched a playoff spot, 96 points, second in the division. Boston, a game left. We have a game in hand on them. They have 1 game left against Washington, not looking good. 95 points, a point ahead of them. Looks like they will not have second spot in the division. Now, this is where things get interesting. The Rangers clinched already the playoff spot for first in the wild card. Toronto hanging by a thread now for that wild card spot. They're in second wild card. They played 80 games. They have 93 points. You know who has 90 points? The New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning all played the same amount of games. You know what's scarier for the Toronto Maple Leafs? They have to play the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Columbus Blue Jackets in their next 2. While as the Tampa Bay Lightning have to play the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens, who will not be playing half their players most likely because it means nothing to them. The New York Islanders have to play Ottawa on Sunday. Do the New York Islanders Sunday game against the Ottawa Senators potentially kick the Leafs out of a playoff spot? Or do the Lightning just go on a 2-game winning streak because the Leafs are playing 2 top 5 teams in the league? The Leafs, are they having another late season collapse? Or is this another, little jitters from a younger team? Guess we'll have to find out Saturday. But if I'm a Leaf fans right now, I'm biting my fingers. Because, let alone a division spot, you guys might not even make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Great game by the Senators. Great year by the Senators. I can't wait for the playoffs. Honestly, I cannot. What a remarkable run. I can't wait for it to continue. Just so happy. In the past 6 years, we made the playoffs 4 times. In the past 20, we made it 16 times. A top team in the league, no doubt, in my opinion, this year. When the Senators get back, Mark Mathot, and Eric Carlson and Zach Smith and all these other players. Chris Neal was also activated off the injured reserve. And Bobby Ryan. This team is dangerous. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Sens fan. I'm telling you that because Bruce Cassidy, the head coach of the Boston Bruins, is scared to play against Ottawa. He said that. He does not want to play against the Ottawa Senators at all. They're a tough team, he said, and they're not a fun team to play against. You think they want to play them in the playoffs? No. You know who's going to beat them in the playoffs? Maybe Ottawa, maybe not. We'll see. At the end of the day, the Senators have finally solidified themselves as a top team in the league. They solidified themselves as a scary team to play against and not a joke. And they solidified themselves as not a sub-500 team. They're not that anymore. They're a team that can compete, and I can't wait for the competition in the playoffs. So thank you all for watching. Senators clinch a playoff spot, 2-1 the final over the Boston Bruins. So thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Twitter @Senstock_ for live tweeting updates of the games and of course breaking news. Please like us on Facebook, it's Nstock. Add us to circles on Google Plus Nstock. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like this video, share this video wherever you share cool stuff. Please check out our website, senstalkcentral.com. Really appreciate it. Please check out our Instagram sponsor, sens.central. They post some cool things. I'm sure they're posting some really cool things, considering we just clinched a playoff spot. And of course, click right here for the latest Sens Talk YouTube videos. And of course, every playoff game will have an analysis after the video, after the game, so stay tuned for that. Click right here to subscribe to us. And as well, we may, in the next 2 games, we'll keep you updated. We'll tweet at @Sentalk_, may live commentate a game. So we'll see what happens. But maybe New York Rangers game is the most likely game we will commentate. So stay tuned on our Twitter for updates on that. So thank you all for watching. The Ottawa Senators defeat the Bruins 2-1 and are back in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'll see you next video. Go Sens go.